Welcome to our discussion session, where we prioritize meaningful conversations without slides or videos. Join us on this intellectual journey to engage in enriching dialogues. So let's begin this enlightening journey together as we explore our discussion for today, the unseen conflict for our souls. As I write about a topic that has long haunted my thoughts, the words demonic invasion bring a shiver down my spine. It's a subject that has been relegated to the realms of horror movies and supernatural fiction, dismissed as mere fantasy and rarely discussed seriously in public discourse. Yet, as the days pass and I delve deeper into my research, the line between reality and myth becomes increasingly blurred. Demonic invasion, once considered a figment of the human imagination, now feels too real to be ignored. In a world driven by science and skepticism, it's challenging to bring up the topic of demonic invasion without being met with ridicule or disbelief. But I believe there's a reason for this pervasive silence. People are either afraid to acknowledge the existence of evil forces beyond our understanding, or they are simply unaware of the mounting evidence that suggests something sinister may be at play. To explore this phenomenon, we can start by turning to the source that has long provided guidance and understanding regarding the supernatural, the Bible. Many biblical verses allude to demonic entities and their potential to infiltrate our world. One such verse is Ephesians 6:12, which reads, "For we do not wrestle against flesh and blood, but against the rulers, against the authorities, against the cosmic powers over this present darkness, against the spiritual forces of evil in the heavenly places." These words offer a chilling glimpse into a reality where invisible spiritual battles rage around us. Another verse found in 1 Peter 5:8 warns, "Be sober-minded, be watchful. Your adversary the devil prowls around like a roaring lion, seeking someone to devour." This imagery evokes a sense of constant threat, as though we are living on the edge of an unseen abyss. The Bible doesn't provide a detailed playbook on how to confront demonic invasion. Still, it does acknowledge the existence of dark forces that seek to influence, oppress, and possess human beings. It's unsettling to think that what we've brushed aside as folklore and superstition might be more natural than we've ever dared to believe. If we turn our attention to history, we find countless accounts of individuals who claim to have encountered demons. The most famous case is perhaps The Exorcist, a 1973 film based on a true story that chronicled a young girl's possession. Inspired by actual events, this cinematic portrayal thrust demonic possession into the public eye, yet it was widely seen as an exception rather than the rule. However, other lesser-known accounts and testimonies paint a broader picture of demonic invasion. Consider the case of Anneliese Michel, a young German woman who underwent an exorcism in the 1970s. Her ordeal was documented in audio recordings, showcasing her disturbing guttural voice and accounts of speaking in foreign languages. Anneliese's story, like many others, remains contentious, with skeptics offering alternative explanations for her behavior. Still, her case leaves us with more questions than answers. The absence of scientific consensus on these matters only compounds the issue. As a society, we often rely on science to validate and explain our experiences. But when science falls short, where do we turn? Demonic invasion, existing beyond the scope of traditional scientific understanding, leaves us grappling for explanations. This discomfort makes us dismiss such occurrences as manifestations of mental illness or superstition. However, as the world becomes increasingly secular, we risk losing the spiritual tools and vocabulary to address these phenomena. The supernatural is often written off as a relic of the past, leaving us ill-equipped to confront or even acknowledge the possibility of a demonic presence. Our collective dismissal of this topic effectively turns a blind eye to the spiritual suffering that many individuals might be experiencing. So, why is no one talking about it? Perhaps it's a combination of fear, skepticism, and the shift toward a more secular worldview. But the fact remains that countless individuals worldwide have had encounters with demonic entities, whether we choose to acknowledge it or not. As we stand on the precipice of this unsettling subject, I can't help but wonder if our silence perpetuates the problem. Are we doing ourselves a disservice by refusing to discuss demonic invasion openly and honestly? Can we explore this phenomenon without fear, prejudice, or blind skepticism? How can we reconcile our scientific worldview with the reality that so many people have experienced something that defies conventional explanation? These questions are pressing and demand our attention. We must be willing to examine the evidence, engage in serious dialogue, and foster an environment where individuals can share their experiences without fear of ridicule or judgment. In doing so, we might finally shed light on the darkness that has long been shrouded in silence and mystery. I, for one, believe that it's time to break the silence and confront the reality of demonic invasion. Only by addressing this issue with an open mind and a willingness to explore the unknown can we hope to understand and, perhaps, protect ourselves from forces that may be more real than we dare to admit. So, I implore you to join the conversation and share your thoughts, experiences, and insights. Are we facing a demonic invasion, or are these accounts merely products of our collective imagination? The answer, I believe, lies in our willingness to confront the darkness and embrace the unknown.